So what we have right now is an empty, ambiguous proposal, a pretty please. Store your firearms safely. I mean, it is insulting. I'm sorry, it's insulting to the families of Tennessee that we're not passing anything meaningful. And we're here patting each other on the back, saying good job. Thank you to the speaker for giving us what? Crumbs. Giving us something that is just symbolic victory when the people of Tennessee, the families of Tennessee deserve so much better. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the sponsor, can you describe the enforcement provision within this bill that you're presenting? Like, say a parent leaves their firearm out and a child takes it and uses it in a shooting, as it happened in Oxford, Michigan. A teenager had guns lying around his house, and he took those guns and he went to his high school and he killed 4 other people. Would there be any provision within this bill to hold the adults responsible?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Representative Jones, in this particular bill, there is not. I agree with you that we as adults and responsible citizens, when we have something in our home, such as a firearm, that we do everything we can to make sure that it is stored safely. I don't know how many times we can say this. If you have a gun, lock it up when it's not being, in your possession. What you're asking for actually fell outside the call of the special session. I have carried a safe storage firearm bill for 4 years, and I will continue to push that. But to answer your question specifically, not in this legislation, no.
Representative Jones.
Thank you. To the sponsor, would you then describe legislation without an enforcement provision? Can we even call it a law, or is this just an urging resolution? If there's nothing within this law to enforce it, then it kind of seems a bit pointless. It's just a strong urging or a strong proposition. We hope, please, begging you, do the right thing. I don't think that we're lawmakers. We're not people here just to pass stuff that's empty. I'm very concerned with that. So there's no enforcement provision. Since without an enforcement provision, how would you still call this a law if we can't enforce it?
Chairman White.
Well, one thing that we are doing is that we as a state are putting forth money to provide the citizens safe firearm locks. We're putting that in place. We are making it easier for people to purchase the firearm locks, and so we are putting funding towards that. And then we're asking our departments that have responsibility on this to make sure that the public is very well aware. I guess you could almost, this off the top of my head, a number of years ago we had people leaving their children in the back of cars in 100-degree weather and locking the doors. How do you get past that? So I understand where you're going with your questions. This is an attempt to do what we can do at this point in time. So we're moving forward with this good piece of legislation.
Representative Jones.
To the sponsor, you just gave an example of something that is criminalized, that if a parent leaves their child in the back of the car, they'll be held accountable. So if we're going to correlate these two, let's be consistent and say that if a parent leaves a loaded firearm unsecurely stored, how will they be held accountable? That's my question to you.
Chairman White.
Thank you. Well, all I got to say at this point, I've got what we're able to get right now. We'll keep working on that and keep pushing for it.
Representative Jones.
And so I hope that we get to a point one day where we pass laws in this chamber that protect kids and not guns, that are enforceable, that are measured, that are proportional to the crisis that we faced, and not glorified House joint resolutions that have no enforcement provision and that are meaningless and that are being given to us by the Speaker. Thank you.